ambition. Die to your personal greed. Die to all of those things that would separate you from a more noble self, from a more virtuous life. Just put them away. Because this world counts for nothing, and all of its riches are just dust. The church says, remember, O man, that thou art dust, and thou shalt return unto dust. Repent and believe the gospel. Because the devil that seeks to lead us into pursuing our own desires is something that a spirit that prowls the earth like a roaring lion seeking the ruin of souls. But if you resist him, he will flee.
I have a problem with the whole devil thing.
Go on.
How do we know that the devil didn't write the Bible?
How do we know that the devil didn't write the Bible?
Yeah, he didn't.
A fair question. So how do you know he didn't deceive the apostles? Okay. So it's
he wasn't controlling the apostles.
Okay, it's a fair question.
Actually, the author of the Bible and just said that all these other people are.
So in terms of our understanding of the devil, we have to take a step back, right? And just think, what do we mean by the devil? Right? Devil is just a personification of the word evil. All right? So implied within the language is an objective criterion of right and wrong, good and bad, or good and evil. Right? Now, when we look at all those things that we understand to be evil, like the oppression of your fellow man through slavery, yeah? Something Christians have fought against for 2,000 years. We did so 2,000 years ago. And we're still fighting against slavery now, including the Islamic slave trade. Okay? So, all of those things that we understand to be evil, yeah? We would assume that the devil is the one calling us to them. Yeah? If the devil, in quote marks, is calling us to a more virtuous life, a more courageous and virtuous life, in which we seek the good of one another rather than the oppression of one another, then that devil starts to look a lot like what we think of God to be.
Yeah, it looks like that, but he's also doing it with the knowledge, knowing that it can't be done. So then you're constantly struggling.
Right, but in the Christian...
You already said yourself, it can't be done. You can't have everyone in the
society. You can't be perfect.
Yeah,
you can't be perfect.
Yeah. So he already knows that you can't be perfect. So he's setting up for us to struggle.
That's if it's the devil.
Yeah.
If it's the devil, and I don't believe that it is.
Yeah.
I believe the devil is seeking the ruin of souls, not the improvement of souls.
Well, like I said, how is it improving your soul if he knows full well your soul's going to struggle?
I'll prove it to you in by way of analogy. Okay.
For some it might be okay.
I'm going to demonstrate. I'm going to demonstrate it to you. Right. If you train to be an athlete, realistically, do you think you'll ever be an athlete?
Yeah.
Are you having a realistic assessment of your own physical ability?
You train to be an athlete.
Do you think realistically, given your age, your status in life, the job that you have to do?
Personally,
yes, you personally.
Okay.
Do you think you could realistically become an athlete even if you tried?
Yes, but only to a certain extent. I don't think I could be a world-class athlete, but I could still be an athlete.
Thank you. You couldn't be a world-class athlete, but you could be an athlete.
Yeah.
Now, do you think in the pursuit of being a world-class athlete, even though it's beyond your reach, the physical benefits would be good?
Not really, because you could push yourself too hard and you could actually do more harm.
So you're saying
you should actually stay in your lane in terms of what your abilities are capable of.
But would you say that training yourself to be perfect like your Father in heaven is perfect, because the grace of God is working within you to walk in the good works that have been predestined for you to walk in, even though you won't be perfect, you will be better. You will be better. Yeah? But if you just said to yourself, because the distance is far and the target is hard to reach, I'm not going to try, then you've already beaten yourself.
But your argument is that the whole construct of God, biblical or otherwise, is the devil, in order to take a person and make them strive for more, not accept reality as it is. And it's just, you're saying that the whole concept is effectively
delude you away from
a delusion. From being a human being, you know what
from being a more, like living off an instinct rather than being dictated.
Yeah. Do you think that man has improved his lot in life by, like, look at capitalism, for example, right? Capitalism works. And the reason why capitalism works so brilliantly is because rather than asking people to resist their natural human desires, it says embrace them. And then the moment you embrace them, it creates an economy around them. Yeah? Now look what capitalism is doing to the world. Look what capitalism... Don't get me wrong, I'm not a socialist or a communist. Capitalism has lifted more people out of poverty than any other economic system. But it doesn't work ultimately because it is destroying the environment upon which the whole of humanity is based upon. Exactly. So capitalism says surrender to your desires. And if you surrender to your desires, eventually they destroy you.
The same way as, like I was saying, if the Bible was written from the devil,
exactly,
and you're striving to be as great as God, but you know full well you can't be, it's the same sort of way. You're striving to get all of these
spiritual material.
These materialistic things. You're working hard.
Right.
You're actually killing yourself. You're not actually being a human.
Exactly. So, but the Christian, but you kind of nudged your own argument. You smudged your own argument because you're trying to say, well, how do we know that it wasn't the devil? Okay. But if the devil, right, the word becomes meaningless if the devil is actually calling us to something that we can see would make us better. Because the very word
Has
itself
it made us better?
implies what? The Christian faith.
Yeah.
Well, judge for
Throughout
yourself.
history.
Judge for yourself. European civilization is rooted on the Christian faith. It's founded on the Christian faith. We can't even talk to one another without acknowledging the influence of the Christian church because it defined our grammar. We can't even tell one another what day or time it is without acknowledging the Christian faith because it gave us our sense of time. We can't even have an objective understanding of right and wrong because all of our understandings of right and wrong, up until very recently, have all been defined by the
I
Christian
don't
faith.
agree with that because I've never read the Bible, never read it, even to this day.
Okay.
But growing up, I still knew the difference between right and wrong. My dad never preached to me or anything, but